Singapore, and of course we come here very often, almost. And my partner in crime, Pat Chew here, he's the intelligent part of our team. If you have any technical questions, feel free to ask him later on. So this is a picture of where our headquarters is. We are based out of Denver. In terms of the headquarters, in terms of if you like skiing, it's a great place. Rocky Mountains, a lot of ski resorts around in Denver. Every year we hold a user conference for our top customers, ranging from, in recent times, we also signed up with the Department of Defense, US, and it was a huge government contract. If you Google Logarithm DoD, you can actually find the press release over there. And for them to be able to endorse us, I think it speaks volume about the reputation of our company. Maybe you know. All right, so coincidentally, we are founded in the same year as Imperva, our good friends there, in 2002. And as I mentioned, over and above the Department of Defense, our customers count include people like a very large stock exchange company in the world. We have central banks in this part of the world using our solution. We have banks, we have government agencies using our solution, and also utility companies that's using our solution as well. So, I don't know if you know, the industry that we are in actually started because of compliance, right? And it's notable that the Philippines has embarked on a very important journey to look at DPA, right? About a month ago, we actually announced our support for compliance for GDPR, which is the European standard for DPA, right? I believe the DPA standards is built in conjunction with the GDPR standards. And obviously, we are very busy talking to a lot of customers here in the Philippines about starting with compliance. But as my good friend Andrew alluded to, compliance is a good thing to do, but there's a lot more things that you need to do, right? Therefore, it has evolved into what we call a more stronger security posture to fight the warfare, so to speak, right? So today, we need to look at the log management, the UBA, the user behavior analytics that is, being propagated by insider threats, right? And the IT infrastructure is now growing and growing tremendously because of the efficiency you can get. And the infrastructure is one thing, the application is another. And I will not go too much into details because my partner, or rather our industry partner Imperva, has already highlighted most of the issues, and we probably totally agree with what's happening around the world, right? I'll delve more into what we do and how we can solve the problems together. Right. Sorry for the technical error. So we have a lot of endorsements by the various analysts in the marketplace, right? Among them, as you probably know, Gartner is one of the leading ones. We are the only vendor in our category to have won, to be in the Leaders Quadrant for 6 consecutive years, right? 2017, and we roll back 6 years, we have been there in the Leaders Quadrant, and we continue to innovate. Why? And I'm sure they give this accolade for a reason, because we continue to innovate, and it is important to innovate because the landscape always changes. It's very dynamic, right? Today the attackers are doing one thing. Tomorrow they find another way to reach your infrastructure in various methods, right? And of course, you can read all the rest of the top analysts that's endorsing our solution today. Okay, so I'm gonna skip this because I think Andrew did spend a lot of time about what kind of breaches is happening in the marketplace. This slide basically sums up what Andrew has already said, right? All the threat vectors, etc., etc. Likewise, right? I think Andrew spent a lot of time talking about all the threats, and we all know that, right? Therefore, and I think if I go back to the DPA Privacy Act, that is probably a very good initiative to maybe nudge people in the right direction to disclose the breaches? Because you guys are from the press, right? I'm sure maybe 1 or 2% is reported, right? I'm sure there are lots of things out there that people are not, for a variety of reasons, not telling what's really going on. And maybe the other part to it is that they don't know, right? So how would they be able to report if you don't know what's going on, right? We are in this industry for so long because every time we do a proof of concept, because they tell us this is their issue, visibility. If you can't see, how can you describe to your bosses or to the authorities what's going on, right? First thing is that you gotta have visibility, right? To have visibility, you need to have senses, right? Does that make sense? I'm trying to make it a more, applicable to your thinking, because I do not want to go to the features, etc. So think about it as in a physical world, right? You're in a country, you want to defend your country. Do you know why your enemies are? How are they attacking? Right? First things first, you need to deploy people or technology that can detect where your attacks are going to come from. That's where we're in the business. That's the first step. And do you know what kind of threats is in your environment? And the other important factor is that how fast you uncover all these attacks, right? It's the same in the cyber world. Okay, will you know that the submarine of another country is at your shores today? If you don't know that, you are in real danger. Same with your company infrastructure. Do you know that your attacker is already in your network? If you don't, then of course you're in a big risk, right? So again, Logarithm is in the business of trying to help the companies do that. Detect them fast, try to have a panoramic view of what's going on, detect them fast, and has the tools to help them identify what are those threats. Right? Nice music. Okay, so in the industry term, we call it mean time to detect and mean time to respond. The faster you can respond, that means most likely the collateral damage will be minimized, right? So in today's world, in the IT world, there's a lot of alarms, right? I don't know if you remember several years ago, Target in the US got breached. Big news, right? They got breached not because there wasn't any alarms, right? They got an alarm, but the analysts didn't focus on the right one, right? So you are always being attacked, but which one do you address them? I think that's important. And the other important factor is all these various parts of the infrastructure or application, they are always giving you alerts. But how do you have a consolidated view? Right? Well, is this event and the other event, are they related? Sometimes they are. But do you have the ability to do that? Okay? And I think Andrew also mentioned about the challenge in the industry that we have, whether it's from the vendor level, whether it's from the distributor level, of our systems integrator level, and our customer level, people, right? The sophistication of the attacks are moving so fast that for good or for bad, people are not able to catch up, right? Therefore, you need the hard work to be done by the software that is provided in the industry, right? You want to have the software, the intelligence, so that you reduce the amount of work that you need to do, and to make it simple for the users to be able to address those risks that is prevalent in the market, right? So, if you look at what's happening today, most of them are in silos. If you subdivide them into different vectors, right? Network monitoring, log management, SIEM, right? Do you also need to consider the process of when an attack happens, right? How do you terminate them? If it's a COPC, do you need to have a correct approval to, go into the machine and stop them? All these things are important because you need to set up a proper workflow, proper approvals, so that the IT department or the analyst can take action. And sometimes there are legal implications to it. But without all these tools to be able for you to manage, it is then very challenging for the security operation analysts to be able to take action. Does that make sense? Right. And we believe by pulling all of this together, be it from your infrastructure, your databases, your application, number one, you want to collect the sensors, present it in a way that your analysts understand, highlight what are those top risk events that's happening within your environment, give them the tools to be able to respond so that you detect it fast, and have the tool to respond either to terminate or to clear it out because it's not a threat. Right? And at the end of the day, you need to have a case management tool to ensure that your analyst becomes more efficient. And of course, earlier as I mentioned, the compliance module will also make it easy for you to comply with the likes of DPA, maybe using the GDPR compliance module. And these are all included in our solution. Okay, I think I did mention this earlier. So from the very beginning, you want to be able to have sensors to collect useful information. Correlate them, qualify them, take out those that are not relevant, focus on the ones that are risky, make the analyst's job easy, focus on the risky ones first, have the tool to respond and to kill the attackers. Right? I think this is a whole good chain to look at when you are considering a cybersecurity defense system. Likewise, I think this is in another way, more details, but this slide is available for you if you are looking for the deck of slides. Then okay, all right. So we believe that with all these tools, you can then have a better chance to achieve your objectives, whether it's compliance, whether it's a tool that you want to defend against the overall cyber threats, and of course we are here to work with Exclusive Network, who is well known for bringing value to the organization or the local market, and we are seeing a tremendous amount of interest in our solution because of, I think one of the biggest ones, as I say, is DPA, right? And we've been here every month ever since. Right? Every time we go back, and we have been asked, can you guys come back? And of course, we continue to work with Exclusive to bring up the skill sets, to support, and to share with the company and the customers to how to use the solution more efficiently. Okay.